Welcome to the masterclass, The Human Advantage in the Era of AI, Artificial Intimacy. I'm so glad you're here. You're likely here because you're growing a business, you have a mission that really matters to you, and you're noticing that some things are changing out there in the social media universe. We're going to talk about how to keep up with the times in business and keep enrolling your ideal buyers with ease. So, again, we are going to discuss how to sell and scale in the age of AI using your superhuman powers. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Erin Oksol. I am the success psychologist, and I have been in business for about 13 years, growing, and I founded what's called the Higher Life. And the Higher Life is where I provide high performance mentorship for visionaries leading from their truth. I help evolve the human behind the business. And so, the number one thing people tell me when they're coaching with me or they hear me speaking on stage is the number one obstacle between them and their goals is themselves. And they know that. And that's the truth. And that just makes us human, right? And so we know that we can train our brain for success. We can train our brain to be our greatest business partner. And part of my mission is really setting the captives free. And what I mean by that is I mean that we're going to free you from all limitations in your brain, in your understanding of the circumstance, and unlock the captivity of whatever's holding you back so that you can grow and be free to build all that you desire and become all that you know that you're intended to be. And so I am a keynote speaker. I'm a psychologist for 25 years. I have a private practice here in Reno. I'm an 8-time best-selling author. I'm a top global social selling leader. I've been in the social selling space for 13 years, and I have gone to the top of many companies. And I am a wife to Garth of 25 years and a mom to 3 children, Grace, Emily, and Zachary. So the game has changed. I know this. I know you feel this. AI is taking the social out of social media. If we think about when social media first started, and I think why so many of us loved it was a place to be social. It was a place to keep up with our friends from grade school. It was a place to share pictures of what was going on in our life. It was a place to socialize. And we know that the monetization of social media and the algorithm has really changed the game. And it's changed the game so much that AI is expected to be responsible for 60% of all online activity in the next year. So 60% of the interactions you're going to be having, the posts that you're going to be seeing, is going to be AI on social media. So I want you to really think about this shift. Are you chasing the wrong thing? And what I would hate is that was the case. I would hate that to be the case for you. So we have been told in the years leading up to this, and we had what's called the hustle era in social media and the online space, where if we posted more, we could reach more. If we made more content, we could reach more people and enroll more buyers, enroll more ideal clients. And going viral was the goal. It was how many followers and likes and views can you get? And if you're using this post more, reach more content strategy, you're playing the 2021 game in 2026. So going viral is no longer effective at bringing in qualified buyers, and increasing your visibility no longer correlates to increased revenue. So instead of going viral, we want to go deep. So let's look at some of the statistics of what's happening. We know that 92% of high ticket offers are purchased now because of relationships. And this is why perhaps the launches that you used to do 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K, they're not working anymore. And you're like, why am I'm working twice as hard, 5 times as hard, and making less money. So 92% of high ticket offers are purchased offline. They're not even purchased on social media. So you're not just imagining this, okay? 84% of premium buyers are preferring long form content and podcasts over short form social media. So again, the post more and that strategy is not working, and people's interest is changing. You know, we live in the age of information now. And so if it's the case that we can get information at the palm of our, in the palm of our hands from Chat GPT, then of course the way that people are wanting to spend their time and the reasons for people following us are going to change. It's why I love Substack. And if you have a movement that matters to you and a mission that matters to you, and you are a thought leader, you need to get on over to Substack. You're welcome. You need to get on over to Substack, because that is where you can go deep with your premium buyers, premium clients, people that want to be following you there, and they want to engage with your thought leadership. They want to engage with your thought leadership. You know, the new flex actually is how much time you're not spending on social media. 41% of Americans right now are currently trying to cut down their screen time. It's almost like the pendulum has swung, and the humans are like, this moved way beyond human scale. That's what Brene Brown calls it. All of this technology has moved so much faster than us humans are wired to have it move at. And so because of that, we're just inundated, we're overwhelmed, there's too much. And so many of us are tapping out and saying, I don't even want to be on this phone as much as I normally have been. When you look at successful brands right now versus unsuccessful brands, the successful brands are not chasing clicks. The successful brands are chasing trust. We are in a trust recession right now, and this is happening in part by AI. You no longer know if any photo is real, if any facts shared on the internet are real. At least I hope that you don't know that, and that everything needs to be looked at with a discerning eye. And we also, you just went through the hustle era, like I had mentioned, and consumers are more privy to, you all had these hooks and these marketing, earn 100K in the next 30 days, and you've seen that it wasn't true. And so the trust is very, very low. The good news for people in my world and people that study what I study is what will win in the new economy is human connection over polished AI. The head of IG, Instagram, just posted his report for the state of Instagram. And one of the things he was saying was the algorithm is going to reward human content, unpolished content. A little video of you sitting in your car is going to go way more viral than some polished, beautiful AI picture of you. So the humanity in all of us is going to take the front seat again. So this leads me to what we're here to talk about, which is the solution that instead of mastering the latest AI tools, I want you to master your relationships. I want you to master your ability to interact with the humans. If you've been in my world, you know that I say, I speak a lot about the humans. I've been studying us humans for 25 years as a psychologist. Because I was a psychologist, I believe is why I became the professional saleswoman of Nevada within a year of starting my business, which was completely shocking to me. But then I realized as I became more skilled in sales and started to mentor under the greats, that of course that happened because I have the unique skill set as a psychologist to do what a great salesperson does. We see humans. We see humans, we listen to the humans, we're interested in the humans, we ask questions of the humans so that we can solve the humans' problems. And when you solve people's problems, they pay you. That's just what sales is. It's an exchange of value. It's someone saying, I'm looking for what you've got and I'm willing to pay for it. And if you can solve my problem, here's my credit card, right? So your ability to see the humans is going to directly influence your ability to serve the humans. And your ability to serve the humans is going to disproportionately increase your ability to exchange value, AKA sell to the humans. See the humans, serve the humans, sell with the humans. I would spend my time right now figuring out how to master the psychology of relationships, master the psychology of humans, master the psychology of sales way more than I would figure out how to master AI. I use AI. You're going to probably be using AI. That's great for certain things, but it's not great for seeing the humans and serving the humans and interacting with the humans. So I do have this saying, I see humans, and I want to tell you kind of where it came to be that this was my aha of, oh my goodness, this is why I went six figures in my first year in business, in my coaching and consulting and speaking business. It's why I went on 213 coffee dates my first year of business. Now, I always say that might not be duplicatable, but what I was doing in those coffee dates is duplicatable. I was doing what a psychologist knows how to do. We know how to listen and we know how to ask questions and we know how to show up with presence. And so I was at the Lake Tahoe, at Lake Tahoe where we live. We live here in Reno, Nevada. And this is Zachary, my son. And we were visiting my friend's cabin up at Lake Tahoe. And he was looking through this telescope. And Lake Tahoe is huge. And he was looking across the lake and there was a boat. And he exclaimed, I see humans. And that is where I learned, oh, that is how I became the professional saleswoman of Nevada in my first year of business. That's how I did it. Because I understood that people aren't numbers, but business is. I also understood that we're in the business of contagious enthusiasm. And that is something that I brought to those coffee dates. I brought an energy, I brought a curiosity, I brought an interest, I brought presence, I brought connection, I brought a desire to add value to the person that was sitting in front of me. So you too can channel your inner psychologist and you can understand the secret. The secret to selling and scaling in the age of AI is seeing the humans. Again, people aren't numbers, but business is. When I see a human, I don't just see a number on their forehead of like, they'll be my next client and they'll pay me this much. But I understand that I need to respect the math that is sales, that we all need to respect the sales math, which is for every 10 humans, you might have 1 to 3 humans that might want to purchase from you. Okay. We need to understand the math that 3% of people on the internet at any moment are willing to buy. Only 3%. We have to understand we used to need to take 7 to 9 hours with people to develop trust. Now we need to do about 14 to 18, where people need to consume more of our content in order for them to trust us. So yes, they need to know us, they need to like us, and they need to trust us. That has never been more true, the know, like, and trust factor in sales than it is in the era of AI. So hold please. I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it again and again and again. I'm going to burn this on your brain like a brain tattoo. See the humans, serve the humans, make more sales. Okay? This is going to be your advantage, the human advantage in the era of AI. One of the greatest strengths that I brought to the table is something that my grandma told me. And she said, be interested, not interesting. On those coffee dates, I talked about myself very little. And I was strategic about that. I've got to say, that wasn't just a fluke. I was strategic about how much I was talking versus how much I was listening. And I was very strategic in the questions that I asked people. I wasn't spending a lot of time asking questions that weren't going to help me figure out how to help them. Okay. The quality of your life will be dictated by the quality of the questions you ask. The quality of your sales will be dictated by the quality of the questions you ask. The quality of your clients will be dictated by the quality of the clients that, the questions you ask of people. The quality of the results of the clients you work with will be dictated by the quality of the questions you ask your clients. Questions are the answers. Questions are the answers. So be interested, not interesting. I am insanely curious about people in this world. If I'm sitting next to you on an airplane, it is like the Spanish Inquisition, and people love it. They love to talk about themselves. They love to talk about themselves. I had a guy that basically went through memory lane his whole entire life. He was the number one elevator salesman, and I just was intrigued and I learned so much from him. I have a notes section on my phone from all the lessons that I learned from him. And at the end, he said, "Thank you so much. That was so fun for me to go through and just really look at my journey." And I wasn't doing a sale with him. It's just a really great way to live, isn't it? So I think of sales as this very simplistic concept of I'm just looking for people who are looking for me. So my job is to figure out, are you looking for the thing that I have? So if I have the world's greatest brownies and I have found the world's greatest brownie recipe and I have a plate full of brownies, I'm looking for people that love brownies. If I'm selling a health and wellness supplement, I'm looking for people that value their health. If I'm selling high level, high performance business mentorship, which I am, I'm looking for high level, high performing business owners and entrepreneurs who want to figure out how to level up even higher, right? That's all you're doing in sales. It's like, do you want fries with that? No one's getting upset if someone says no thanks. No one's taking it personally. I'm just looking for people who are looking for me. I'm looking for people who want fries with that. You know what I mean? I'm going to share with you in brief my 5-step sales strategy that works every single time. And I want you to understand that these 5 steps, I call them 5 to thrive, they're the same no matter what you're selling. They're the same. They're always the same. And I think the interesting thing about all of them is they involve interacting with the humans. And yes, that you might have AI that helps with some of this, but generally speaking, the faster you go and talk to the humans and have conversations with the humans, the faster you can go through this sales process and figure out if they're just looking, I'm looking for people who are looking for me. So the first step in all sales is conversation. Now, again, this might be AI. This might be someone sliding up into your DMs and saying, I really like your content. I don't know if that's an AI bot. I thought it was someone last week that was doing that, and it was an AI bot. And I took the bait and I sent a voice message. And the person said, "Oh my gosh," and sent a voice message back and said, "I have not had a voice message in forever, and I can feel your energy. I always use a voice message. Belief has a sound. Energy has a sound. It has a wavelength. It has a frequency." Okay. So I might use a bot to start the conversation, but then I'm going to dive in as human self and completely supercharge the whole thing. Okay. So conversation is talking to the humans. Conversation is what you learned how to do in kindergarten. You all know how to have a conversation. This is not complicated. This is so, so simple. Conversation. What I often do is I compliment people. Again, not to make a sale because it's a fun way to do life. And yeah, it leads to more sales, but it's a fun way to do life, to connect with the humans. As my son says, you can make friends wherever you go, Mom. I collect friends like seashells on a Florida beach. I collect friends everywhere I go. I talk to people, I interact with people. I'm open to seeing the humans because it's fun. It lights me up, it gives me energy. One of the greatest ways to make conversation is when you know something about someone because you've actually listened to them and asked their great questions. You can then check in with them from time to time and say, I was thinking about you. Let's say my friend Sally loves llamas. She just loves llamas, can't get enough of llamas, llama pajamas, llama, everything is llamas. And maybe I see something that's a llama. Maybe I see a cute little stuffed animal that's a llama. You bet I'm going to take a snapshot of it, maybe a selfie with a little llama stuffy, and I'm going to send it to her and say, I thought of you today. I hope you're doing well. How are you? That builds the know, like, trust factor. I thought of you. I thought of you because people love to be thought of. People love to be complimented, and people love to be asked questions about themselves. So that's your conversation. Step two is invitation. You're going to invite them to take a look at what you got. If I'm just looking for people who are looking for me, I've got to invite you to take a look at what I've got. And I want to tell you that this is very different than marketing on social media. So an invitation is very different than an announcement. So a post that says, I am launching my business is not an invitation. That is an announcement. That's like, I'm getting married, but you're not, I have not sent you the invitation. The invitation to the wedding is a whole different thing, right? So you've got to invite people to take a look. Hey, I would love to get on a quick phone call with you. When do you have 5 minutes? That's an invitation. Hey, I would love to show you something that I think you might be excited about. That's an invitation. Hey, I'm launching a really, really cool new coaching series, and you are someone that I think would really benefit from it. I don't know exactly where you are right now, but in your business and mentorship and all that, but I would love to share it with you. May I share it with you? That's an invitation. Hey, I have a master class on how the human advantage is going to help us sell and scale in the era of AI. Would you like the invite? That's an invite. Invitation. You're inviting people to take a look at what you have, product or service that you have. The people that invite the most amount of people will sell to the most amount of people. Sales is an inviting game. Your job is to invite. And then what are you inviting them to? You're inviting them to whatever you're going to share with them. The presentation. So the presentation, it might be the tool that you use. It might be a conversation that you have. It might be a coffee date. It might be a Zoom overview. It might be a master class. It might be a 2-minute video overview of what you're doing. You're presenting something to them. The fourth step, you're going to follow up. If they don't sign up right then and there in your presentation, you're going to follow up. And I teach a 4-day follow-up sequence. And number 5, this is the last step of all sales. You are a professional decision collector. Your job is to collect a decision. So I don't stop until I collect a decision. I don't stop until I get a yes or no. Do you want to be a customer of mine? Do you want to be a client of mine? Do you want to build a business with me? Until I hear a no, I don't believe it's a no because I haven't collected a decision. I am obsessed with collecting decisions so much that it's like a fun game to me now, and I am completely unattached to the outcome. That doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean that I don't want you to be doing a business with me. It doesn't mean that I don't have 1,000% clarity that if you mentored with me and coached with me, it would change your life. But I am unattached to the outcome because I cannot care if you want fries with that. I can't. That will take me out. It will take you out. The person that's asking, do you want fries with that, is not taking it personally when the person says, no, thank you. But their job is to collect a decision, yes or no, to fries with that. So all of this has been, really the psychology of sales, biology, right? It's just biology. It's just the psychology of humans and the psychology of sales. And I'm going to share with you ways that you can dive even deeper into all of this because you're going to go and crush 2026 if you use the human advantage. It's how it's going to happen. It's so inevitable. If you could see the inevitability that I can see, if I could sit there at your house with you and make you do this, it would change your business. You would enroll clients today. You would make sales. I make sales every day. Every day. I'm talking to humans. A sale here, a sale there, a sale here, a sale everywhere. Like it, So the first thing I'm going to offer you is I have a community over on Substack. It's called The Higher Life. It's under my name, Dr. Erin Oksol. And we literally, for $7 a month, you get all sorts of great things to help you lead your higher life. We meet every month for a book club. We mostly discuss my books. So we do live mentorship in those book club calls. We talk about subject matters that are about being humans, that are having big missions that matter to us. And so last time we met, for example, we talked about faithfulness and devotion and how do you practice being faithful to your mission and what takes you out of being faithful and what takes you out of your devotion. And it was a remarkably beautiful conversation and contemplation. So you get live mentorship from me where you can ask me anything there. We also have a private chat. You could ask me anything there anytime you want. If I was in the chat, I'd be using the chat for that. You get access to my Oh How Human of Me podcast. And you get instant and lifetime access to all of my master classes. So a couple of years ago, I ran 16 master classes over the course of a year, and it has become the Higher Life Library. And I am throwing all of those in. And one of those master classes is called The Exchange, and that is my sales master class. And I teach you exactly how to enroll your ideal clients with ease. I also have a master class, how to be clickable on social media, meaning how can people easily click something and hire you or sign up with you? How can you make it so easy for your ideal client to purchase from you? I also have a class on there, story selling, how to sell from videos, how to sell from the stage, how to use the power of your stories to enroll your ideal clients. Like, there are so many incredible, incredible master classes. This is the collection, all 16. If you don't want to be in the Substack community, you can grab these for $16. So 16 classes for $16. You can go to that website, the Higher Life 16for16.com, and you can grab the masterclass library and have lifetime access to all of the goodness. Like I said, I have a podcast, Oh, How Human of Me. Being a human is tricky. Let me help. This is really fun. It's a weekly advice podcast. You can send your questions to my email and I'll keep you anonymous, but you can send me any questions about being a human, business, not business, all the things, relationships, health, happiness, confidence, discipline, all the things, spirituality. You can send all of your questions, any questions there, and I would love to give you my take. And it's a really, really fun place to hang out and listen. And last, I have a free gift for you. These are the new success codes. So the old way is out, the new way is in of building a business. What used to work no longer works. And I have put it into this 31-page guide. And I think it's exquisite. And I'm so excited for you to get your hands on it. You're going to go to thehigherlifestyle.com. And it's just going to pop up as a freebie and you can grab it there. And last, there's an upgrade in the Substack community. It's an upgrade to what's called being a founding member, and it's the highest tier, and it's called Ascente. And that gives you a whole year of everything that I just described in the Substack, but it also gives you an extra business mentorship call every month. And so this is where you can get live one-on-one VIP business mentorship from me. Imagine having my eyeballs on your business for a whole year. The whole year is $444. And to the first 10 people that enroll, because I'm just launching this, the first 10 people that enroll are also going to get a one-on-one coaching call with me. And that's valued at $497. So you get a year of being in Ascente and a one-on-one coaching call with me for $444. I mean, let's do this. That is just, that's going to change your life. It's going to change your business. If you would like to do one-on-one mentorship with me and really dive in, if you know this is your time to completely take everything higher, let's do it. Let's get on a free call. Go to consultwithdrerin.com and schedule a free call and we can chat. I love Rebecca's results. She's just such a gem. She's an incredible multi six-figure business owner. She does strategic operations consulting. She basically comes in and helps your business scale without you working harder. And she says, Dr. Erin helped me collapse time on my growth. Within weeks, I experienced a quantum leap in how I think, lead, and show up in my business. We pinpointed every subconscious block I had and completely reframed how I saw myself. I feel more grounded, calm, and powerful, not from hustle, but from inner peace. This isn't hype or high pressure coaching, it's soft power, the kind of inner knowledge that sticks. Working with her gave me the tools and the self trust to move forward with confidence. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Oops, sorry. Last, there is a way to build a health and wellness business with me that you get my coaching for free, and we help you actually share a product and opportunity with others so that you make money. And we have grown that business to over 1,100 people in just 90 days. So that's been really exciting. And if you're interested at all in taking a look at that, let me know and I'll share some info with you and you can see if that interests you. So as we end, thank you so much for being here. I hope this really served you. And, remember, see the humans, serve the humans, sell to the humans. Your humanity is your competitive advantage in this marketplace. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.